with Florida Man Coasters here. I'm going to be talking about Manta at SeaWorld San Diego and San Diego, California in the United States of America. This ride is a Mack Rides Launch Coaster. More of a family coaster, but it is in the middle between a family coaster and a thrill coaster in my opinion. And it has, I believe, 2 launches, one at the beginning and one in the middle. And I very much like this ride. It opened in 2012, in May of 2012 more specifically. And I think this ride is a really good coaster. And I think it's a very good. It was a very good ride compared to other SeaWorld San Diego rides, and I think it's a standout for the park. But let's go and get into the layout first. So you go into this launch tunnel, which has some theming around it. When I rode it, it had Christmas theming because it was in December, but it went and launches, which is actually a pretty decent launch for it being a Mack Rides coaster. And then you go into a very forceful first half. I gotta say, very good first half, especially for a family coaster. Like one of the best first halves for a family coaster, purely because it feels a little bit more extreme than a family coaster, to be honest. But then the second half, you slow down and then go into the second launch, which again is fine, and into tight switchbacks, which are really good, are really whippy and just generally are really good. I mean, there's a little bit of pop of airtime at one of these too, which is kind of interesting, which is pretty good too. But generally, this ride is very high quality and has a very good way out, even that it is a shorter ride. And I would say that it is not as family oriented as they wanted it to be. Like, I kind of like how Icebreaker was supposed to be a family coaster, but really isn't. And I think it's the same thing with this ride, except I think like a kid could still go on it, but it would be a little bit intense for them. But generally, this ride I really like. It's not anything. It isn't a giant ride. It's only 30 feet tall. It has a 54 foot drop because it goes throughout the tunnels, which is also another really cool thing. It also has a high top G-force of 4, which is really high for a family coaster, I gotta say. And generally, it's a lot more intense than I assumed it would have been, even from what I've heard people say. I assumed it would just be fine. But even the queue line is really nice too, I gotta say. But generally, this ride is a full package in my opinion, and does a lot of things very well. And I have to applaud SeaWorld San Diego for the quality of this ride, and even the theming and the nice queue line that they have. Even if the queue line is long as hell. But generally, the queue line is even good, and I feel like they put in a lot of effort into this ride. And overall, I would give this ride a 7.5 out of 10. And I think that if you are going to SeaWorld San Diego, it is probably the second highest priority at SeaWorld San Diego next to Emperor. Because this ride is really good and probably the second best in the park currently at SeaWorld San Diego. And I just think generally it's pretty high quality and a relatively enjoyable ride. And I don't really have any complaints about the ride. So, this generally is a very good ride. Ride it if you are at the park. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully I see you guys in the next video. Peace.